Hey everyone, so today I wanted to share an updated flip through of my planner. I'm still in personal size rings. This is my Louis Vuitton MM Agenda cover, and I keep my setup pretty simple and functional. My front pockets are pretty plain except for the stencil. I use the stencil every day, mainly for these shapes, which I use for highlighting things in my planner. A wobbly highlight drives me crazy, so I like using these shapes to make straight highlights, and then of course the straight edge for making lines. So I keep that right in front handy, and then I want to add this planner belongs to card in one of these pockets. I always get questions about this dashboard. It's from a shop that has been closed for a while, so unfortunately I don't know where you can get one of these anymore, but I love the simple animal print. I have an ollie clip attached to it, so in case I have any receipts, any notes or anything like that I want to clip to the front of my planner, I have that handy. I added this decal from the Coffee Monsters Co. It's just a great reminder to kind of protect my energy, especially right now when things are so crazy. Then in my first section, I have my master plan. So basically this is a bundle of inserts that I use for planning my year, months, weeks, and days. So here is my yearly planning page, and it has my word of the year as well as my top 3 priorities. And then on the back are other things I want to accomplish throughout the year. So that's my year bucket list. And then I have my yearly recurring tasks. These are mainly projects I do every year, so I have it handy on a list. And then I added 2 other inserts here. These are not part of the master plan, but I wanted to add an insert for all the due dates like bills, and then my monthly subscription themes. So I have that handy here in my master plan. And then here's my monthly planning routine. So all the steps I take to plan out my month. And then on the back, I have my monthly recurring tasks. So when I'm planning out my months, I follow this routine and I plug in these recurring tasks. Same thing for weekly. I have my weekly planning routine, and then my weekly recurring tasks, and then my daily planning routine, and then on the back I have my daily ideal schedule. I have this little page marker here because when I'm planning out my months, weeks, or days, I'll move this page marker to whatever I'm planning so I can easily flip to that section. And then the last page in my master plan are my routines. I split mine up into 2 columns, and I have things like morning routine, evening routine, and things. These are my personal routines, and then on the back I have my business routines. So this is just helpful for, let's say here on my schedule I have morning routine, then I can reference over here, this is what my morning routine is, or my evening routine over here is my evening routine. This just helps me so I don't have to write these things over and over again. I can just put school, and then I know I have to do all these tasks for the day that I'm focusing on school stuff. And then one other page I added to my master plan is the chores insert. So this is where I just put my cleaning routine, weekly chores, zone cleaning, and things like that. So all of this is my master plan, and this is what I use to guide all my planning here. So I always keep it right here in the front of my planner. And then my first tab is my yearly section, and this is mainly trackers. So here I have our yearly overview, and this is what I use to track my periods. And then I have this fold out for my health stats. I just started this up again in July, so that's why this whole January through June is blank. But here's July through December, and you can see I kind of fell off a little bit. I'm trying to get back on track. And then I also have this health tracker for mine and my family's doctor's appointments, lab work, vaccines, dental work, optometry, and stuff like that. This is just helpful for me to know when we had the last appointment, because somehow they always ask me, when was the last time you had an eye exam or whatever, and I never remember. So here I can easily reference that. And then I have have an important dates insert, and here is where I log occasions. So I try to do sinking funds at the beginning of each year. So throughout the year, I log how much I actually spend on different occasions, birthdays, holidays, and things like that. So at the end of the year, I know how much I spent in total, and then I can adjust my sinking funds accordingly. So this is helpful. And then I also track some things for school. I track volunteer hours and fundraising requirements. So these inserts are just helpful to make sure I'm staying on track for those things. And then I also track business things. So I covered it up for privacy, but here I track revenue for the business, so the different revenue streams. I also track just a few things for expenses, not all our expenses obviously, but just some things I'm keeping an eye on. On the back, I track some stats for our different monthly subscriptions, and then I track the different stats for like the community and social media and things like that. The next section is my monthly section. So right now I have October through December in here. Usually I keep 2 or 3 months worth of monthly inserts. So here is October, and the first page is my forward planning insert. So anything that pops up, and these are just reminders, not appointments, like due dates, little reminders about school or things like that. And then here's my monthly spread, and I mainly use this for project planning, and I color code things for personal, business, content. I just put things that I really need to plan ahead for, so not appointments, meetings, or anything like that. And then I use this side column for mapping out my different projects. So this is like my design schedule, what things I'm working on for that week. I add my monthly projects to the bottom, and then I have just a little strip of my Simply Gilded washi here. And then on the back of this insert, I keep some meal planning sticky notes. These are some of our favorite meals, so I'll use it for meal planning for the week. And then I have a couple of inserts here for planning out our monthly subscription. So I'm covering it up because our monthly subscriptions are a surprise for our customers, but I note all the parts of the subscription here. And then on the back, I keep track of our sub stats. I also have an insert here for next month's sub, and here you can see what the sub stats look like. So I just keep track of how many people subscribe to our different subs, how many things I need to print of the stickers, the supplies I need to order. And then here is November. So I haven't planned that out yet. I usually try to plan out the month about 2 weeks ahead of time. So mid-October is when I would plan November, but I'm just like a week late, but I'm gonna do this soon. So again, just the forward planning calendar. And then I have December. And then here I have this important dates insert for 2025. So any dates, reminders, or things like that that pop up for 2025, I have a place to jot it down here. And then my next section is my weekly section. So here's the meal planning thing I was talking about. So what I would do is at the beginning of each month, this would have all our favorite meals. And then when I'm planning out the week, I would take these sticky notes and plan out our meals. And then I have this little tab here to take me to the current week, but here's the previous weeks. So I have a fold out weekly insert because I like vertical columns for my weekly planning, and I like one column per day, not a stacked Saturday and Sunday. This top row is for my calendar stuff like appointments, meetings, birthdays, and things like that. The second row is for personal tasks, business tasks, and then down here is for any mail I'm expecting or miscellaneous notes. And then this side column I have here is for any like errands I need to run or things I need to schedule that aren't scheduled yet, personal tasks that aren't scheduled, business tasks that aren't scheduled, and then any incoming mail that I don't know what day it's coming on, but I do expect it on this week. I'll jot it there. And then on this little flap here, I just have 3 lists, and sometimes I change it up, but I usually do any family tasks here, like things that I need to follow up with my family about, and then things to buy, and then shows to watch. I might change this up because I haven't been utilizing this as much. And then here's the next week, and then here's the current week. So I usually keep a month's worth of weekly inserts in my planner. It's just blank at the back. This is where I put meals that we have already had for the month. So the way the flow is, in my monthly section, I have all our favorite meals. I schedule those meals into my weekly planning, and then when we've had that meal already, I put it here on the back. So that way we don't repeat meals in a month. And then here's my daily section. It's just a blank notes page, and any things that come through email, text, whatever that I need to plan somewhere, I'll just jot it down here, and then at the end of the day, I'll put it wherever it needs to go. But this is just a quick place to jot down things that I need to plan for. And then my daily inserts. So these are the past inserts, and this page takes me to the current day, which I haven't planned yet. It's a Sunday, so sometimes I'm slow to plan on the weekends. I have 1 page per day inserts. So this is all through October so far. And then here's today. So the way I use this is for this section up here, I put any today stuff like birthdays, mail I'm expecting, anything that's like happening on this day that's not necessarily like scheduled into a time. And then down here is my schedule. And then up here is priority tasks that I need to get done. And then here are the other tasks I need to get done throughout the day. And I do try to time block. So wherever I'm writing these tasks, I try to do it around that time of day. And then this section down here, I was tracking meals, but this is not really utilized, so I went back to doing any personal miscellaneous things and business miscellaneous things. So that's how I use my daily insert. And then I have this pocket page that I bought from Foxy Fix, and unfortunately they've been closed, but it has like 2 secretarial pockets. I put a little note paper there, so if I need to jot down a quick note, then I have this paper handy. I could just slide it here, and then when I flip to this side, when I'm on this day, then I can just slide it in here. I like that better than taping it or hole punching it because it can be easily flipped depending on what side I'm using, and also I can just easily slip it out, take my note, and then slip it back in. A clarification on what's the difference between this and this. This is kind of an inbox of more important things I need to plan out, and this is just a scratch piece of paper basically where I could just scribble whatever or some quick things I need to do real fast. And then I keep a whole month's worth of daily inserts in here. So this whole front part is my planning section, my master plan, my yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily planning pages. This section back here is for my main priorities. So here on my master plan, my top priorities are wellness, family, and business. So those are my tabs: wellness, personal, family, and business, and then an extra tab for finances. So here in my wellness section, I have just different notes here. So a wellness to-do list, health appointments, and then meal planning. And then in personal, I have friends and family to do, personal to do, things to do for school. And then I have a section for home projects, which I need to fill out. And then I have my business section. This is admin tasks, some things to design. And then this is a place for customer service notes, notes about our monthly subscriptions, video ideas, video shorts ideas, blog ideas, and website tasks. I just added these pages, that's why they're all blank. I still need to fill those out. And then my last section is my finance section, which I can't show you a lot of that, but here I have just the different days my husband gets paid and I get paid to the shop. I just note it here on this calendar card. I have a little sticky note here. I'm just tracking how much we're spending on electricity and gas. This insert, I just started up again. That's why it's blank, but I really need to get better at tracking these specific spending categories just to help for when I'm budgeting. These inserts in here are my budget, which, as I said, I can't really share, has a lot of personal information, but I do my budget on paper. For some reason, I just process it better on paper. And then in the back, I have this little envelope from Cloth and Paper. I just hole punched it, trimmed it down to fit my planner, and here I keep receipts that I need to log. These are just some notes for my budget. And then this is something new I added, this little pocket. This is from Catspresso. I'll put all the links to these things down below in the description box. This has 3 pockets, and I just put my mini sticky notes on cardstock and slip them into these pockets, as well as my favorite grid note stickies, just to have them handy here. I have a page lifter, and then in this back pocket I have this little pocket for my washi card of Simply Gilded Washi and my favorite stickers. So mainly just my color coding stickers and strips, and then some removable label stickers. And then lastly, I have my pen. I'm using the Uniball One pen in 0.38. So yeah, that's it. That's my setup. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that my planner setup really doesn't change that much. There's a few things that I've added or tweaked, but for the most part, I feel like I found a system that really works for me. It keeps me on top of things, it keeps my life organized, and just helps me keep my sanity. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.